let's run through what happens inside the body when I start fasting, and then I want to talk about fasting in a little bit more specifics. But what's going on in the body? So you said in the first sort of 24 hours, 48 hours, my body is going to switch from using glucose as a fuel source to ketones.
It's going to predominantly shift the brain, and liver muscles are going to begin shifting. It's a progression depending on your glycogen stores. So that, within 16 hours, 24 hours, up to 48 hours, in that transition, you'll be going from burning almost exclusively glucose in the brain to burning predominantly byproducts of fat metabolism, ketones, and specifically beta-hydroxybutyric acid.
Is that basically ketones?
Ketones break down into different components. Beta-hydroxybutyric acid becomes the predominant fuel of the brain. It's a byproduct of fat metabolism.
Okay.
And the higher your beta-hydroxybutyric acid is, the more BDNF is produced. BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, is neurochemical that's thought to be protective in the brain from oxidative damage. So that can result in things like Alzheimer's disease and dementia. And they do rat studies. Rats in a cage, 30 rats, both cages, everything's identical. They give half the rats a wheel. The rats with the wheel will run on the wheel, and they don't get Alzheimer's disease. And they said, why? What is it about the exercise that's preventing these rats from getting oxidative damage in their brain that results in dementia or Alzheimer's type disease? And they found it was BDNF. It's dramatically higher with exercise. It also goes up with fasting. In fact, it's interesting, if you look at all the cardiometabolic improvements that happen with exercise, the chemical changes that they also happen with fasting. And that's not intuitively obvious, because in fasting, you're resting, and exercise, you're vigorous. You might say, what do these two seemingly unrelated phenomena have in common? And what I think is going on is that both exercise and fasting undo the consequences of dietary excess. They reduce the fat, specifically the visceral fat, and the inflammation that leads to all these different diseases. And so every time you look at the benefits of exercise, you oftentimes see these corollaries with fasting.